What's that? What's that? September 12th, baby. The day after. Sam, Josh, Jake, and Danny saw Greta Van Fleet last night, girls. Woo! Interesting story. Got how it all began is I came across a YouTube video of Greta Van Fleet and discovered them about the same time as my 21-year-old daughter, oddly enough. And we both became totally addicted to them and bought their stuff and listened to it regularly and check with the updates on the new album coming out and the new releases that they're coming out with and a lot of the live shows that are on the internet. And when they were coming to town, bought tickets right away. I got to tell you, the venue that they played, the Shaw Conference Center that we went to in Edmonton, holds 5,000 people. And I don't know if they sold out or not. I'm going to have to find out on that. But the crowd was just rocking last night. Just incredible. I mean, they played a small arena. The tickets were dirt cheap. I mean, I think we paid $120 for both seats. We got there super early, so doors were at 7. Dorothy was the opener, and she started at the band started at 8 o'clock, and then Greta came on at 9:15. So 4:20 we get into the Shaw. Found out later we really shouldn't have, but we did. And there's Greta were doing their sound check, and man, they were crushing it. They were crushing it. If I didn't know better, I think they were playing a show. Josh was singing his heart out. The guys were playing like beasts. Danny's a heavy hitter, man. That boy hits those skins. That I'll tell you another story about that during the show. But yeah, they're just such competent musicians, and hearing them in a sound check, I was so impressed. I love sound checks. It's kind of a nice groove, and you find a lot of interesting things during sound checks. Bands will start to just jam and just goof around, and some interesting stuff comes out of them. But yeah, we did that, and then showtime was 8 o'clock. Got doors at 7, and when they finally opened the doors, we were probably 200 people back in line, the two of us. We got front of the stage. We got front of the stage, baby. Front of the stage. Front of the stage for Greta Van Fleet. I was in heaven. It was fantastic. I loved it. We watched Dorothy. She come out, and she's LA band, female lead, whose name is obviously Dorothy, and she's kind of got a Stevie Nicks solo artist kind of Lee Aaron, if you're familiar with 80s rock, Canadian rocker Lee Aaron, that type of vibe to her. Competent players. They did a really good job. A little bit of a band setup. They took Dorothy's equipment off stage and set up Greta's. Pardon me. And yeah, the show started promptly at 9:15. The guys came on stage, and the place went bananas. That being said, being against the barrier at the front row, we were front and center. So I mean, right in front of Josh and Jake. Sam was over on the other side to our left, and then of course Danny behind Josh. But the crowd was so well behaved. They were rocking, they were screaming, clapping, they were going ape, but they were so well behaved. It's a good vibe. I mean, their music is a good vibe. The band always gives out a really positive vibe, and the crowd's picking up on that. And they seem to be, there was a couple of little things that happened last night. Pardon me. It's going to happen when you put 5,000 people in a room together, but there was nothing major. Security had no issues. They were handing out water to people, so they were really cool about it. The band played without any really real issues. They came on stage. They played their hits. They played a couple of songs off the new album, the new releases that you see on the internet. And the interesting thing about it is they did their newer stuff, and they extended it a bit. They did songs like Edge of Darkness, where after Josh sings out, and it goes into Jake's solo, which is basically just musicianship for the last few minutes of the song. They played that for like 10 minutes last night. They just kept playing, and they were adding stuff onto songs, and they were just jamming. And Sam's over the, like, this guy on the bass is amazing. To see this guy in an interview and a gear rundown, Sam Kiska say that bass playing is not a job. That's why he does keyboard and other stuff as well. You watch this guy play bass; he works harder than a lot of people I've seen. Um, he's got a vibe going in his head that's just amazing, and he's got a sensibility about rhythm. There's no two ways about it. And to get him on the little Hammond organ as well, that's a kick right out of the '60s, and it's gorgeous to listen to. I love the song "Flower Power" and the little touch it adds there. He played it for a long time last night. He didn't just do a flower power thing. He played it quite a bit last night, and he relied on the pedals for some of his bass, but it was killer. It was really, it was so interesting to watch. These guys just do their songs. You hear the stuff you love. That's great. If I want to hear the stuff I love, I can always sit home and listen to an album. I say album because I'm older than most of you, and it's either streaming or CDs, but I'm an LP guy. Greta's new album is out next month, and I'll definitely be getting that on LP, which I've heard it's going to be available on. But yeah, I mean, I go to shows to see variations, to see inspiration, to see guys just do what they love to do, and to watch these guys play a song for 10 minutes and just jam, all four members. The show started off, and second song in, everything is calm. Song ends. It seems Danny's broken a snare already. Took the head off of his snare in 2 songs in. Now, Danny's a heavy hitter. I've said that before, but he's a big heavy hitter. So it must be interesting to stand in front of that bass drum while he's pounding on that thing, because he hits those drums pretty hard. He's a good, accurate drummer. He's got a great feel. He's got great rhythm. But yeah, it's not a butt. He hits hard, simple as that. It's a great feel. They probably just turn him down a bit when they mic his kit. But took a snare out in the second song, so they replaced that, and I thought they'd be changing it about 4 more times before the end of the show, but that snare lasted them for the rest of the show. They played for a little over an hour and 15 minutes maybe, which was kind of short, I thought. I guess because, I mean, I could sit and watch them for hours. They're not Bruce Springsteen. They're not going to play for 5 hours straight. They've got a pretty hellish schedule. They travel south tonight. They're playing Southern Alberta tonight, and then they travel to Portland where they're playing on Friday. So, yeah, they're a busy bunch of guys. But musicianship was incredible. The Kiska boys and Danny are just they're masters of their craft already at this young age. These guys are true musicians. They're artists, I guess. I really enjoy their music. I enjoy their take on cover songs that I've seen. I would have enjoyed a couple of extra cover songs last night. That would have been nice. Didn't get that, but we got a great show. We got a great dedicated bunch of guys that had just come out and did their thing really well. For us to get tickets how we did, for what we did, to get front of the row in that building that we were in last night, that will never happen with Greta Van Fleet again. The next time these guys come back to Edmonton, they're going to be playing Rogers Place for 20,000 plus seats. They're exploding. This new album that's going to drop in October is going to be incredible. The first few songs have been really, really interesting. So the build on the album, you can see maturity and growth in these songs. I'm severely happy. I got to see my new favorite band. My daughter was just beside herself. She loves them, So to be up close like that and have a little pointing or a pointing game with Josh was kind of cool. Good work, Josh. And yeah, you're number one. And just hear the guys play, and that little bit where I was looking forward to little things like, the extended Edge of Darkness. And, I love the hits, their hits, but I love what they do beyond that. And it's just so interesting to hear these guys play. there's just such a natural feel for it. So yeah, if you get a chance, Calgary tonight. Uh, they've got Portland, Oregon after that on Friday, and then they're going to have a bit of a break. I know they've just announced they've added on some shows, New York, Detroit, and a few others that they've added on. They're going to Europe at the end of October. So I don't know who's going to see this video. I'm no expert at this, and my viewership isn't huge. But if you get a look at this and you like rock and roll, it's coming back, baby. It's coming back in a big way. And these guys are bringing it with a great positive message. You know, whether it matters or not to you, these guys don't swear during their concerts. There's none of that kind of stuff. There was two little kids in front of us, talked to their mom and dad, or beside us, pardon me, talked to their mom and dad, and they'd come in from Saskatchewan. So they had a good 3-4 hour drive, depending on where they came from, to get to Edmonton to go and see Greta. So they got a great audience. The mix of the crowd is incredible. There's kids from, I saw 10-year-old kids up to, God, pushing 60-year-old guys in there last night. So yeah, it was refreshing. Go see Greta Van Fleet. Buy yourself a t-shirt. Love ya. Take care. Greta, we'll see you the next time you're through. Probably won't be this close next time. Take care, guys. Peace to all.